Uh, Actually, the philosophy is very difficult to understand, but fortunately to me, Professor Lai just have the presentation about Chinese philosophy. So, actually, my presentation is only want to tell you some genre of Chinese Asian architecture. They embody the philosophy of Chinese ancient people. Yeah, this is a very famous building in China, the Temple of Heaven. But there is two questions. One is how many layers? Yeah, very good. And the other question, why the roofs are round? Yeah, I will answer later. Yeah, actually, the Chinese Asian architecture is most made up with the timber, the wooden, with the wooden jargon and mortise, not with the nails. So what kinds of the mortise? Post with the beams with beams, and so on. It's all kinds of. This is the Song Dynasty. This picture I have shown many times. It's earliest instance, maybe more than 6,000 years ago. It's also the mortise, all kinds of the mortise. So my presentation is includes 5 parts. The first part 1, is the form and the foundation, the building materials and the framework and the technique, wooden structure. Chinese building material most use timber or wooden, but the foundation of a house generally is made of pounded earth. The stage wood is used to free houses, providing support for the roof, like the roof. Wood framework systems are important to consider because they determine the size of the house. The basic building block of Chinese architecture is the bay of the space between the 2 columns. This is a bay. Yeah. The 3-bay house can be understood to be the basic unit of Chinese home, like this one. 3-bay can be used as a basic home. But the temple is more complex and more level. The post with the orders, it's similar the order in West architecture, the Roman orders. Yeah, we can recognize different level with the order. Yeah, this is the section of the pillars, different size. It embodies different level of the building, different the scale. And there's another important system of the Dougong system. This is a symbol of the building's level. It's very important in official style in Chinese ancient architecture. The work kind of the Dou, yeah, different size and different situation. This is a big one. It's in the first level. This is a gong, different size of the gong. Different size. This is the arm. It's the third kind of the Dougong system. Actually, Dougong system is a bracket system. And now to composing, we use the Dou and with the Gong. There are three small Dou on the Gong. This is direction, and also this direction is also composite like this one. Different two direction, and with the Dou, Gong, Dou, yeah. This composition, the order of the columns. Yeah, like this one. Yeah, the other very important for the image of the roof is the rise of the roof line. We know Chinese roof is not a straight, it's actually the curve. How to make the curve roof, and I will show too many pictures. Yeah. And the first distance we use like this. The second, yeah, different the rate of the line. Now this is half a roof, the curve. This book is very famous in Song Dynasty 营造法式 about how to make a Chinese traditional building. Yeah, this half is like this. Yeah. Now we'll talk about building level system. Building level reflect in the roofs. Yeah, this one is overhang gable roof. It's very low. It's low situation, and this flush gable roof is also low. And then will be more important. That one is important. This one is more important. This one is most important. Usually, this type of the roof will be used for the empire, the hell. Yeah. And just is for the roof style, and we talk about the building level reflected in the base. Yeah, at just a moment I talk about the three base hall is very simple, it's a very basic unit. And if, yeah. And this one is low situation, and 5 base will be more important. 7, 9, and 11 this is most important. Yeah. Building level reflect in Dougong system is also can be distinguishing which is important, which is not important. This one with only one system, one Dou, it's simple. It's basically it's a low situation, and this one is 1, 2. 2 layers is more important, and this one is have 5 layers. This one is 7 layers. Is more important in Chinese architecture. However, the form used derived from a blend of interwoven module design and district regulate of structural support are free enough to permit supply variation in the appearance of buildings. The logic and the flexible approach of Chinese architects means that they developed the portion of wooden structure to a remarkable degree. The complex bracket capital stands as a symbol of this. The literature and the techniques ensured continuity, and the unit of style was created by the constant reference to tradition. In every building project, the decoration was subject to a rigorous color determined primarily by function. Okay, on top of the part 2, the worldview of ancient Chinese people. Yeah, the cosmic vision of ancient Chinese people. Chinese people believe that the dome like heaven embraces the square earth. China in Chinese means a middle kingdom. That is a country that at the center of the earth of the world. This is Chinese people thinking. So the temple of the heaven is an emperor sacrificial altar to God. So the shape of the roof must be dome. So this is Chinese philosophy. The ancient Chinese made great emphasis on the word of the center, the reflection of which in architecture often made important buildings in the form of asymmetric community organization. Urban planning also reflects this. Yeah, this is a master plan of Zhou Kingdom. It's more than 3,000 years ago. Yeah, we can find some. This is the center of the city, and we can find this axis in the city plan always a square, because I just taught Chinese people always think that the heaven is around a dome, and the earth is a square. So this city is in Han Dynasty. This is in Tang Dynasty. It's a Minqing, Beijing city. It's a master plan is always square. But not only the city plan, but also in the palace and in Han people's dwelling, it's used the axis. This is a forbidden city in Beijing. This is a very common Chinese house in 18th century. This is a dwelling in Fujian province. Is always use the axis from the north to south. Variety of the Chinese temples, different religions such as Taoist and Confucius and Buddhism is also use this same master plan and always axis. An analysis of urban construction and architectural design on the level of form is therefore inconceivable without taking into account the concepts of space, both global and dynamic, which condition world Chinese architecture. The cosmic analogy dictates Chinese design from the grandest and Harbour building. This can be seen in the similarity of methods and material used in every construction, but it is thoroughly religious of residential. Subject 2, the theory of harmonious unit of humanity and nature. People emphasize the close relationship of people and the nature. Even human beings are part of nature. Among many concepts influence the development of architecture, the theory of unity of nature and humanity is fundamental. This is very, very important thinking. Opening of this and life of Asian Chinese people. Traditional Chinese people treat the living and the dead equally, and they would treat those who passed away the same with those who are still alive. Thus, houses are divided into yang zai, places for the living, and yin zai, places for past ancestors. But this is a yin zai for the emperor. But like the palace, it's the same form. The bridge, the ceremony gate, and the main hall, it's the same, like a palace. There is funerary works, building models in Han tombs. Yeah, the people in Han dynasty, they think when they are dead, but he also lived in the building like he was living. It's different, but we know there is only Han dynasty buildings exist in till today. But we can research many funerary works in Han tombs. We can imagine the Han dynasty the buildings, what they are. Yeah. And part 3, we should talk about the Confucianese and the Chinese architecture. Chinese culture and its logic, respect for authority and order, emphasis on symmetry and horizontal axis in architecture. Respect for, at the same time, respect for the nature. In a garden, we can enjoy the asymmetry in the gardens is not use the symmetry. Confucianese and the Chinese architecture. Confucianese are internally a system of ethical precepts for the proper management of society. It investigates man as essentially a social creature who is bound to his fellows by gene, a term often regarded as sympathy of human heartedness with strong stress on filial duty. Typical unit of dwelling in Han Dynasty is also the funerary. Confucianese and Chinese architecture, self-regulating, single rectangular unit, mostly single store, or citizens are required to act in accordance with the pre-established pattern of behavior. This is a counting yard, strong central ruler. Example, the 3-side or 4-side counting yard house. 四合院, 三合院 is also embodied in the Confucianese. Architecture as an integral part of culture. The influence of Confucianism on Chinese architecture, symbol of status in society, rather than an autonomous units. This is very popular counting yard in Beijing, 四合院. But even the emperor's dwelling is also a 四合院, but many 四合院 composed along the axis from the south to the earth. We can enjoy. Yeah, this is the master plan of the whole palaces. At the gate, the Tiananmen Gate, it's very famous in China. And we stand in the gate, look through the next gate. Yeah, we stand at the second gate, we look at the Wumen. The Wumen, the color, there is the watchtower. Yeah, we stand at the Wumen gate and look at the third gate. This gate is a Taihe gate. This one is this one. This one is the Jinshui Qiao. Why it called the Jinshui Qiao? Because just a moment, Professor Liu speaking the Wuxing. But you know, in China, the ancient time, the waist is the symbol of Jin, of king, of arrow, and something. So the water is come from the waist. Chinese people always call it Jin Shui. It means the male and some good thing come from the waist. So even in the palace and in a villager in China, is always want have a river from the west direction and flow away. So this river is very, very hope for the villager and even for the emperor. This is Chinese philosophy. So when get over the river, and we can look through this gate, Taihe Gate, can look at the Taihe Dian, the main hall of the whole palace. It's very important hall. We can look at this is a rib house, double evil. This is the most important roof style. This main hall of the whole palace with 3 stages. Is every element embody its very important buildings in the whole palaces. With the stage, with the base, with the roof. The interior of the main hall. This seat is for the emperor. And this building is a Zhonghe Dian. This gate is a Baohe Dian. These 3 main hall is used for the emperor to deal with everything when he is working. But after that, the backyard is a garden. Actually, is for his wife and him visiting every day. This area is a garden, the pavilion like this. But is emperor style use the yellow tiles. But in this Chinese garden, we also use the yellow color. But in ancient China, this is not permitted. It would be forbidden. This is the whole access of the forbidden setting. And now we talk about the toys embodied in Chinese garden. Yeah, this is yin yang yu, or called cosmic harmony. Professor Liu just talked about a lot of the toys, so I can introduce briefly. Actually, the Lao Tzu is a very famous scholar in this time, but he is older than the Confucius. Actually, the Taoists follow the art of Wu Wei effortless action. In other words, do nothing. Yeah, which is to let nature take its course. To gain, you must yield. To grasp, let go. To win, lose. The goal of individual lives is to avoid earthly sins and to live in harmony with the Tao and with nature in hopes of achieving immortality. Everything is basically one despite the appearance of difference. Because war is one, matters of good and evil, and of the two of force, as well as differing opinions, can only arise when people lose sight of the oneness and think that the private beliefs are absolutely true. Because war is one, life and death merge into each other as do the sun, shades of the year. They are not in opposition to one another, but are only two aspects of a single reality. The life of the individual comes from the one and goes back into it. Taoism and the Chinese garden. Taoism is the way of capture the restless spirit of the nature. Harmonious compilation of opposites that is one of the small and large of the revenues and the consignors of the real and unreal and the vertical and the horizontal. Yeah, garden building principle in Chinese ancient time, though built by man, but it appeared to come from nature. This is a very famous saying in our culture. Close affinity between Chinese landscape painting and garden. Like Chinese square painting, the principle underlying the garden's composition is to create enduring floor to let the pattern wander and enjoy the garden without prescription, as in nature himself. Key elements in Chinese garden. Yeah, I think the first speaker will talk about the Chinese garden elements, pavilions of various shapes. Purpose: borrow the landscape with creating both the frame and the focus edge, like before. Yeah, like when we stay in the pavilion, we can look out a lot of the scenery. We call this window. We can borrow the scenery into the pavilion. Yeah, this is very important in the cherry garden. How to make the scenery. Yeah, Chinese call tin a delightful resting place. Tin, 停着, 停也. This is Chinese character. Yeah, if you visit the garden tired, you can sit down in a tin tin, but in English is pavilion. Everything is pavilion. Actually, in Chinese, it's not everything is pavilion, but the English vocabulary is not so sweet for the Chinese culture. The key elements in Chinese garden. Sun, hill, we can look at the hill. 水, water, contrast yang and yin. Yin, yang, represent the totality of the nature in perfect harmony. It's balance. 山水 is a balance of the nature. Directive window art. So we can look at this picture. The window is always direction. Like this one. The art of forming scenery in gateway. Usually we use different gate, the shape of the gate. It's simply different meanings. So we can go through this garden to enjoy how to Chinese people to organize the space and the view. Yeah, this is a typical Chinese ancient garden, the classical garden, Liu Yuan in Suzhou City. Yeah, we are at the door. Yeah. Now we're going to the nave here. And we go to the aid of the name and they should turn it's a color. So in the color, China, in Chinese garden, always use some plantings and the skyline. And in the name, the night is dark. But when you look at the color, it's nice. So this is the guide to you how to find the way. And now we turn left and we can meet a hill. There is also a color with the skyline. And now there is a courtyard with the hills and planting. Yeah, this one hill is bigger. And through the pavilion, we can look at the open space with the water and the hills and the tin. So at here, we can open the space of the whole garden. Different side of this stage always used as in front of the xie. Actually, this pavilion in Chinese garden we call it 水榭. 水榭means we're over the water. Yeah. As a pagoda in the water. Yeah. So this is the Taoist in Chinese ancient culture. And the last part, Chinese ancient architecture meet the West civilization. But the West civilization is affected the Chinese architecture in last 300 years ago. And actually, the Chinese classical garden is affect the West gardens. So East and West affect each other. the pillow, the little Chinese painting or Chinese garden in Britain. Yeah. So that's all. So maybe there is a very interesting topic about Chinese and Western civilization, how to fix each other. Maybe we have time to have talk next time. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was fascinating, and I think the talk fitted in very, very well from the earlier talk, and the images. Some of them we've seen through the different presentations, but some new ones as well. But could I just open up? Does anyone have any questions to ask of Dr. Liu?
Well, not questions, but you're actually quite lucky to come from Shanghai that has so many of these beautiful gardens.
Yeah.
Really.
Yes.
And they've been kept so well over time.
In Shanghai, there are many Chinese classical gardens. The very most important garden is Yiyuan Garden in the downtown of the old city. But there are several the other kinds of the garden. It's in the and it's not in downtown, but in the water town, Zhujiajiao, Qingpu, and the other area. But it's typical Chinese classical garden.
In the new part of Shanghai, have they built some
Pudong.
gardens?
Yeah.
Have they built gardens over there?
Yeah, actually in Pudong area there is small garden is a traditional style, but now I remember the day before yesterday there is a gentleman told me there is several new garden in Pudong in the other countryside. Maybe I never been to, but some rich man to make the bigger new garden. Yeah, but I never been to. Yeah, I know there is many.
If I had my way, I would like to build a Chinese garden if I ever have some land.
Oh, okay. I can help you. Of course, it's my player. Okay.
Do you know why initially Chinese curved their roots? Why?
Yeah, this is a very complex question. Yeah, in my PhD in my 我不知道怎么说这个论文里头 my daughter I research it why the Chinese roof is a curve. Actually, this question is include two sides. One is the technical of the timber structure. One is the culture of Chinese culture. So if we look at this frame of the timber frame, we can say between the two colors always use the beams. But you know, every post, the short post is support on the beams. Actually, the timber is not the concrete, it's not the steel. When the year old, a long time, the beam will be changed, the shape will be, the metal will be down. So the roof actually will be changed, the shape will be changed. So if we design as a curve, whatever it changes, the roof, the shape always will be changed, but always this shape. If we make the roof is a straight, so if they change, the roof shape will be changed. Yeah, this is a technique. Yeah. And the other side, if we make the curve is make the roof the curve, we can open the window bigger. Do you understand? Yeah. the Shangxie can go wrong because the evil, the height will be high. If straight, it's not. Yeah. Yeah. It's a very technical question. Okay. Okay.
Okay, well, please join me in thanking Dr. Liu Jie again.